Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I normally do reviews on Athlean-X programs. I actually started my first Athlean-X program was AX1. I started back in January 2020. Yeah, because it was right before the lovely pandemic occurred. So in that time, I have done AX1, Total Beast, Max Shred, Core 4, OSI, and I believe that's it thus far. And I started AX2. I made it through about week 5. I don't believe I started week 6, and was not enjoying that program. I cut it and moved on. The other programs I completed in their entirety. This time around, I decided to take a break from the new programs and go back to AX1, which I really enjoyed my first go round. With my first time around, AX1 actually took me, I doubled up the program. So instead of its traditional 12 weeks, it took me not quite 24. So maybe 20 weeks, I don't know, somewhere in there, because it had been a while since I had done some strength training and exercise, and with Athlean-X programs, they have challenges built into them to, obviously challenge yourself, see where you are at. And the first challenge in AX1 is the 400 challenge. When I started my first week or two, probably just in my first week of AX1, I knew there was no way I was going to be able to take on that challenge in 3 weeks. So I, instead of doing month 1 and then going back and repeating month 1, I would do the weeks back to back. So I did week 1 and then I would do it again, because I felt like the workouts were fresh in my mind and they would flow a lot better. I'd be much more familiar with them and the amount of weight that I needed to use. I really enjoyed AX1 my first time around. The only complaints I have were I was just not that fond of the burst training, especially in month 1. It just was not my thing. But cardio, I've always been very good about cardio, so I would work some of my own stuff in, but I still did complete the cardio burst training workouts my first time around with AX1. Since then, I've done I did a lot of heavy lifting programs. Total Beast, Max Shred. The end of Max Shred is very heavy weights based, and then I did OSI, which is heavy weights. And the reason I ended up doing that is I found that I'm very fond of heavy weightlifting. I don't know if you would call it powerlifting, whatever you want to call it, but towards the end of OSI, I started to notice my flexibility was diminishing a bit, and core work had kind of gone to the wayside. So I decided, rather than purchasing a new program this time around, I wanted to go back to the start. So I am repeating AX1 and Core 4, which I completed week 1 of Core 4 this week. And AX1, I had set up a hybrid schedule for myself. I've incorporated a little bit of a lot of the programs I've done, but I've already made adjustments to that schedule. Looking back at OSI's month 3, it's a push-pull split. I realized AX1's first month is push-pull lower body. I like the strength training workouts of AX1. There's a great flow to them. They don't require the setup that the heavy lifting programs require, so you move from one exercise to the next very fluidly. And the workouts can get done pretty quickly. In fact, yesterday I slept in a bit and I really wanted to get my workout done, and I knew if I shortened those rest times and I kept powering through, I would be able to finish. So I got that workout done in about half an hour. In fact, just in time for my 3-year-old to wake up out of bed. So I decided, on top of it, I felt like to slow down a little bit with old school iron and beast. Anything that requires heavy lifting, they're a longer time commitment because of setting up all those weights. And you do need to take ample rest times when you're lifting that much weight. So that was another reason I wanted to go back to AX1. I do recall the strength training workouts being very quicker workouts. They're also more athletic in their nature. The moves that you do are unique. And for instance, I think that first move, the very first move in AX, it's infamous. Those Spider-Man crawls, they are this far into my experience and training with AX, and those moves still get me. And then on top of it, the strength training workouts themselves can be, to me, cardio in nature when you keep moving through those workouts. Especially today I did a lower body one, and the lower body in AX is just so different from the other programs. Again, it's explosive, more athletic in nature with their movements. So back to where I was at originally, I have condensed month 1 down. So rather than push-pull legs every other day, making up 1 week of working out, I copied OSI's month 3 schedule, where it is a back-to-back pull, lower body, push, then a rest day, and then pull, push, legs. So it's basically like 6 workouts in 1 week with some cardio, some yoga, some flexibility and stretching built in on those days or that rest day. And here's the other way I've changed AX1. Obviously, I'm repeating core 4, so AX1 has core built into the program. There would be no reason to do the core in AX1 and then do core 4. So instead, usually the way it works is there might be 1 or 2 core moves built into that day's workout. I replaced that with either a corrective exercise, or like today was lower body and the last move was supposed to be a core move. I took some cable. I did the cable pull-throughs that I learned in OSI, and I did those instead. On to core 4. Core 4, I've done that program one time around before. I really enjoyed that program. I'm not the greatest I don't do the 6-pack shuffle a lot of the times, especially with Beast, Shred, OSI. By the time I put that hour in, I'm just done. I don't want to do more. So that was part of the reason of going back to AX2. Knowing that I could get the strength training workouts done pretty quickly would leave me that little bit of extra time to do the core 4 as well. Week 1 of core 4 can be, even week 2, but week 1 can be very misleading. If you've never done the program, don't base your opinions or your thoughts on week 1 or week 2. They're foundational weeks, but they're very important weeks. I finished that up. Tomorrow I will technically finish up week 2 of AX1 and have about 1 week left of the push-pull leg workouts. and hit up a challenge, the AX1 400 challenge. So bear with me as I make some revisions to my original schedule. I guess maybe this is AX1 condensed. That's what, with Core 4 in there. So I will see you guys next week for some more updates. Hope everybody is continuing to push on and enjoy whatever programs you are choosing to do. I'll see you next week.